Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back to PW Podcast, live here after this dreadful Monday Night Raw.
We made it.
We did make it, well, for the most part. I had a little glitchiness throughout the end, but that's okay. I'm not too upset about it. Like I said,
It was sorry about that, but it was a long 3-hour job to watch this Monday Night Raw. I know me and you talked about it behind the scenes, but this may never happen again. Unless it's a WrestleMania Raw or a SummerSlam Raw.
Right.
Maybe something special like that, but I can't put myself through this. It was torture.
There was one segment throughout the entire show that I really enjoyed, but we'll get into that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, let's see. The show, of course, started off with Ms. TV with his guest, Dusty, Jesus, Cody Rhodes.
God bless him.
This is actually quite the entertaining segment. I thought it's probably the one Ms. TV I actually enjoyed. No,
I agree. The only pet peeve with it, we already knew it was advertised, The Miz versus
Yes.
Cody Rhodes. I don't know why the segment even went on because you already had a VIP segment later on that we'll talk about. But it's just, it was a good segment. It was a good segment. Maybe it would have been a good segment if they never advertised the match. But they advertised the match early on in the day, and but I was entertained. Cody Rhodes continued to use his great mic work, and Miz never fails any angles he does. And these two can talk on the mic. We'll talk about that match later on.
I like the banter between the two. Miz was getting annoyed with Cody Rhodes as he's walking around the ring, getting the fans to cheer, etc., etc. And he's like, "Are you done?" It was funny.
Cody.
Yes. It was good. I thought it was funny. Let's see here. Cody says I'm sorry, my notes are a little bit too small. Cody said being a plumber was a good thing, but the Miz is full of and then he just kind of let it go.
This ain't dynamite. This ain't dynamite.
those standards and practices of NBC. Because his Miz hasn't changed. You are arrogant, obnoxious, and a full blown carny. And the fact that you embrace it so much makes you reliable. You're a good, old reliable Mike. Cody asks, Miz, if he looks the same, what do you think I've been doing for 6 years? The road showed me what I need to do. I need to win the Universal um, belt. And then, of course, Miz said it's not a belt. Belts are for holding up your pants.
Yeah, Cody started to say all these words that's forbidding in Vince McMahon notebook or Kevin Dunn's notebook, the belt or professional wrestler, which they argue back and forth, wrestler or either superstar. Um, yeah, this was very entertaining. I like the way the Miz is playing off of everything that we think about what Cody says that may be forbidden towards WWE window, and I enjoyed this segment, even with the little plant of the seed of Seth Rollins. Can Cody Rhodes really beat him again without him being a surprise from WrestleMania?
It's going to be something I'm looking forward to. I'm guessing that it's going to be what's the next pay per view? Backlash?
WrestleMania Backlash.
They're doing that again. Jesus. I mean, seriously, I'm interested in seeing it though. It should be interesting, right?
It's gonna be a cool rematch. It's gonna be a match of rematches, a night of rematches. WrestleMania Backlash. It's called. What's the next event after that? It's WrestleMania
Is that when
Extreme
they're
Rules.
going to WrestleMania Extreme Rules? Are they going to Saudi? Are they going to Saudi Arabia after that? I think they're doing TLC in Saudi Arabia, right? When's that?
Is it TLC?
That's right. I
Well,
believe that's what.
well, ladies and gentlemen, premium live event
Oh, I'm sorry. Premium live event.
WrestleMania TLC in Saudi Arabia.
This was basically. It seemed like it was a setup, even though the match was already announced.
Yeah, it was already announced. It just gets you prepared for the match. I guess WWE logic just to get you ready for
Right.
this event that they announced earlier on. But I enjoyed the segment for what it was. Always good to see Cody. Before we go to the next segment, Cody Rhodes got a new entrance. Instead of him popping out the stage with his head popping out and getting stuck, they decided to scrap the stage and give him some smoke and some pyro, which I feel like it looks better on TV, especially when the
Yes, it
smoke
did look good.
stops and he's staying in his pose.
Miz, of course, said they used all the pyro budget just on Cody as
That was
well.
great.
That was comical.
You know,
The
we
two
didn't see no
clicked
pyro the
very
rest of the
well.
night, though.
The two clicked very well between using the banter.
Yeah,
Let's
hopefully
see.
a future program with them later on that will be more investing. But this
I'm
one
sure.
was a cup of
Yeah.
coffee type of thing.
But we'll get into the match when it happens because I do want to talk about it because that was we'll talk about it. So
Yeah.
from Veer Mahan literally destroyed Dominic as much as Dominic tried to fight back. And did you see there was like a kind of like a near botch when Dominic dove over the ropes? Veer almost fell over.
If that wall wasn't there, that would
If
have been
that
his
wall,
ass.
right. I was like, oh man, that's not supposed to happen. And
That would
luckily,
have
he
ruined
banged into the
everything
wall.
that we
Yep.
built towards for. Yeah, that would have ruined everything that Veer stand for. That would have been it. He
He
would have
just took
lost all hope.
he took 2 steps back, and luckily the wall was there to catch him.
Absolutely.
Of course, you got him in the I don't know what you call that. Was the chokehold, kind of like a camel clutch
It's like a
chokehold
camel
type?
clutch, half Nelson type deal.
Yeah,
It's like a WWE thing where all these guys that's come from overseas or whoever has the Veer gimmick, Iron Sheik, whoever, they always got to do this camel clutch thing. It's kind of different with this one. He's kind of got him in a choke, kind of like a Steiner recliner type deal.
he would not stop. He continued to beat Dominic and uh, apply this half Nelson camel clutch gimmick over and over and over. the officials came out and had to assist, but he kept, going back for it after the officials kind of pried him off. He kept going to it
He
over and
beat him
over.
like a government mule. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks to Jim Ross,
And then they
beat him
brought the
like
stretcher out.
he beat him like the child he was.
Yep, they brought the stretcher out, and I thought Veer was going to go after the stretcher afterwards, the way he was staring at it.
Nah, they just cut to a little promo that he did and why they was putting him in the stretcher. It would have been great if they did that though. I would
Yes.
book that.
I mean, it's
I would
also
have
a
him drive away with the
pretty common
ambulance.
thing. After the minute, let's see. Then it was AJ Styles and Damian Priest.
Oh, we
I
get
gotta
better
ask,
now. We get hot. Okay, go ahead.
what happened at the end? Like, was there
Listen,
no finish to this? It just ended.
there was no finish. It
It was
just
just
got
that
in the
light
Undertaker
from the ring,
pose and light came off and we went straight to commercial.
and there was no explanation whatsoever.
None. AJ Styles just came in a promo was like, well, I wasn't finished with him. What was the deal with this crazy stuff that y'all got going on here? And I said the same thing. The match was very good. I enjoyed the match. But I guess it wasn't good enough for it to last on TV to get the ending of it. So I guess we didn't get no to be continued or nothing. We just got a purple light. You know, I don't know, dude. It's to the point. They messed up a perfectly good match. It was a great.
Yeah.
It was a good solid match on TV.
Sports entertainment at its finest.
Jesus.
Johnny Burke, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Johnny Burke is a student of the Test of Strength Wrestling School out in East Hartford.
Nice. Shout out to Slick Wagner Brown and Test of Strength.
Cody Rhodes took on The Miz. This match was probably the highlight of the evening.
It was good.
We're only in the 9 o'clock hour at this point, so we still had 2 hours to go to deal
To
with.
me, it went downhill after this.
Yes, absolutely.
Dude. Usually people criticize the Biz about his wrestling work, and Cody already a solid worker. These two match with each other. This match was real good. I enjoyed it. The tit for tat with the Miz with his attitude and his charisma, and Cody, of course, with the selling and the charisma that he pulls out. This match was really good. I enjoyed it. It was great for them to advertise it and pull it all out.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good match. Miz continues to put in the work. Like you said, he's not a terrible wrestler. He's actually a very good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
His character, on occasion, it gets annoying, but that's what he's supposed to be doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You want to see him get the shit kicked out of him.
Absolutely.
And it works.
It does work. And like I said, I mean, these two, they match with each other. I don't even know and I watched a lot of wrestling. I don't even know if I've ever seen them work before. Ever,
I don't
but
think so.
this was a good performance by the Miz. It wasn't like a WrestleMania worthy one, but it was good enough for it to be on TV.
Right. All right, we take a look back at Kevin Owens from last week, and then
before you get to the next segment, Seth Rollins is sitting there and challenged him to the rematch.
Shoot. I forgot about that. That's right. I do have that in my notes too. Completely forgot.
He skipped over it.
I did.
We sat for 3 hours for you guys. Rick, no, scrap that.
Now I'm trying to rush through this shit. I couldn't fast forward 3 hours worth of.
You should have seen me. I'm pressing the button. I know it ain't gonna work, but pressing it, hoping they go fast forward.
I'm sitting here like I can't believe I'm watching this shit.
I ran out of liquor.
More vodka, and I ran out to go get beer today too.
I ran all out of that. I had to drink water and suffer.
What is Seth's cackling?
Yeah.
Like, it's very comical.
That Joker game.
Yeah. I'm really liking this version of Seth. He is a very good worker. He kind of annoys me at times. There was a time that I him as a baby face to me just didn't work. Okay.
Yeah,
But this heel persona of him is working perfectly, and I love his entrance. His music is great. I think.
it is. Seth
Yeah,
Rollins, his face run, it wasn't too good. The fans kind of turned on him, but now I kind of.
that's not his fault entirely. I
It's
mean,
not his fault.
that Hell in the Cell match was what ruined it. So
It was, and it's unfortunate, but he bounced back. I kind of relate him to like the Macho Man gimmick. He's wearing all the bright clothes. He's having
yeah,
that attitude that you cannot find out. Where Macho Man was always that quick pressure about to blow off the coop type attitude, and Seth Rollins has adapted that, and the clothing stands out. Like nobody wear clothing but him now. It's just like all the
those suits
clothing, all
are
the styles, it just stands out
yeah,
than all the rest of them.
those suits are atrocious. I would never be seen.
They're
It
great.
looked who
I'm gonna
was
start
it?
wearing them.
Yeah, right. Who said it? Was it Corey Graves said that he looked like he made the suit out of his grandmother's couch?
Grandma curtains. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we take a look back at Kevin Owens from last week. Now we're going forward. Finally, sorry.
It's all
Kevin
right.
Patrick is with Tommaso Ciampa. Did you notice Tommaso Ciampa uh, uh, dyed his gray beard to look nice and younger for that WWE universe? Mickey Biggs, how's it going? Thank you for tuning
Yeah.
in. Um,
What's up, Mickey?
yeah,
Mm.
man. They,
I'm afraid of what Tommaso Ciampa, what they got planned for him. Obviously, they didn't like the gray beard. Um, they
well,
changed his theme
everybody to look
music.
27 or younger, right? Wasn't that
Yeah,
the rumor?
27 or younger, and Tommaso
Right.
Ciampa is nowhere near there. It's unfortunate. It's and his predicament is unfortunate. I mean, it's fortunate for him to be there though. He's making the
Right.
money. He's putting in the time. But the thing is, you got him. You got I usually call him Punisher Martinez, but Damian Priest.
Yeah. Damian Priest. Yep.
They're over a certain age, and but they're still making it happen. They still performing top notch. So there's nothing wrong with that. So that still gives hope to other people that is older than 27 years of age.
I'm glad to see Tommaso Ciampa finally on the main roster. There was rumors that he never wanted to join the main roster because he didn't want that travel schedule. So he loved staying in NXT.
Well, my guy
But
has no choice.
yeah, to see what he's gonna do now in the main roster, it seems like he's done everything in NXT, right? And maybe he just doesn't fit in with the current NXT mold. That
Mm-hmm.
to see what he can do on the main roster.
It's unpredictable. Hopefully, he's not going to be a loss in the shuffle like other NXT alumni have in the past. There's a few people that actually took the smart route. Johnny Gargano decided to veer away, no pun intended, away from the company. It's just only time will tell. There's a lot of rumors out there that want him to go into the Edge group. I would like seeing him do that
I
because at least
think
he's in that. He gets that camera time.
right. I think if they're gonna do anything with him, that might be the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much longer Tommaso Ciampa has for a full time wrestling career. If you think about it, he's had multiple neck surgeries too,
Yes.
and he's a very hard worker. So now at his age, coming up to the main roster, it might not be nearly as long as we would think. You know.
So let me get
But
your
yeah.
thoughts on Ezekiel.
Yes, Ezekiel pops up. Kevin Owens wants to sit there and argue with Ezekiel, saying he's claiming he's not. Next week, we're going to get a lie detector test with Ezekiel. I love when they have lie detector tests on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, well, but Ezekiel looks so familiar to me. He looked like Ellie Knight for a second, but
It's
we all
Elias's
know
younger
who it
brother.
is. Yeah, we we all know who it is. That's Elias' supposedly brother. So we shall see how this unfolds. We all know it's Elias. It look Elias. He just looked like one of those WWE 2K generic creative wrestler. Nice gear.
You're right.
Shave
You're right.
face.
I feel bad for the guy in a way because this is not going to get over, and you got to love somebody like Kevin Owens for being a complete professional and
And
trying to
trying.
get him over. Right.
He's trying.
I mean, who
real
knows?
hard.
This is something that should only last for a little while. If anything, it cannot go on forever. So it's going to be.
I kind of
Go
feel
ahead.
like this is that WWE thing where you go as high as you go, the way Kevin Owens went with Steve Austin, and now he's at Ezekiel. And I wish they would have took that momentum of what Kevin Owens had at WrestleMania and just capitalize on it. But now we at Ezekiel.
But if you think about it, isn't that Kevin Owens really his gig?
Yeah,
He works with everybody, so he's not like he's a complete professional. And that's why he signed for the money that he signed. He's like these guys basically. These guys are paying me this kind of money, so I'm going to do whatever they ask. And pretty
absolutely.
much in a way.
That's
So,
how that works.
Yeah, God knows. Let me get your opinion. We're going to break. I want to break away from Raw for a second.
Okay.
It's pretty comical. What do you think of Tony Khan's accusation on the WWE and the bots situation?
I don't know what to think anymore. First of all, I don't think there's bots. There's legit a lot of idiots out there that be on Twitter that do comments and
Absolutely.
that are haters at AEW, and those are not bots. Those are actually real people. I hate to say it.
IWC is full of idiots.
Don't take offense to it, fans. But
don't take offense. I mean, we're here. Really we're part of it.
We're part of it, but still, like maybe like 60%. And I'm not part of that 60%. That are idiots, that go out there and put stuff on social media just because they don't like AEW at all, or just because they don't like WWE at all.
Right. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It is a hell of a drug.
Paranoid as all that.
Molly, all that stuff.
Right. Liv Morgan took on Naomi. There really wasn't much to speak about.
I got a question.
Sure.
Wasn't we supposed to have a tag team championship match that was asked for by Rhea Ripley last week? So how does it even? Because I no offense to the ladies, I ended up going to the bathroom, and then all of a sudden I figured out that this was a singles match, and I was like, I thought it was going to be a tag team match.
Initially going in, I thought it was too, and this is when I first started having little issues, so I couldn't view entirely. Okay. Then I came back to it, and then the shit was over. So it was literally probably only a few minutes long.
Why do they deserve a tag team title match when Naomi won again tonight? That means they're losers 2 weeks. They're losers 2 weeks in a row.
Sports entertainment it doesn't have to make sense.
That's ridiculous.
Yes. Let's see. Then there was the Bobby Lashley segment.
Yeah, the VIP lounge. What do you think of Bobby Lashley and his promo against MVP, who can really talk?
I think Bobby Lashley surprised me tonight. It really wasn't too terrible.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley has gotten better throughout the years. I remember he couldn't talk at all, but now. Why is it funny, Rick?
Because it is. Because I picture him. Because he looks like he shaves his head and it looks like he shaves his eyebrows, and the facial expressions just it looks like a Neanderthal sometimes. So he can't talk. So
he cannot talk, but he has gotten better. He makes sure he says less than he's supposed to make it better. And that's a good thing.
He went in and got his point across. I think he did well with what he did.
Yeah, he did well. I give him approval for this one. But this is one of these WrestleMania Backlash rematches, almost versus Bobby Lashley. I don't want to say it again.
That's going to go this time.
It's gonna be the shits. I hate to say
You think
it.
it's still gonna be the
I,
shit?
it's still gonna be. It's still gonna, no offense to
Okay.
Bobby Lashley and
I
any
love
of
you,
them,
Bobby
but it's
Lashley.
gonna be a shit. Omos, and I don't like cursing on YouTube or anything like that, but it's gonna be the drizzling. I feel bad for Lashley, man. I know
Why?
he's
I mean,
helping.
if you think about it and you listen, like the crowd is completely behind him.
No,
Like
absolutely. I'm
he
glad.
is completely over as a babyface right now. Like
Yes,
more than I ever expected for him to be over.
I agree. I agree, but he's in there with the wrong guy.
I mean,
Wrong
anybody,
guy.
yeah.
Wrong
No
time.
matter who it is, you're gonna have issues with working with that guy. No offense, but
Almost
yeah,
trying. Almost is trying.
he's trying.
He's
I
almost
think he
trying.
could. I
Almost is
think
almost trying.
I think he could. I think he could get somewhere. He's not. At least he's not Kali. Okay, think of that.
God
He's
bless
better than
Kali.
Kali.
Kali rolling around his bed right now because of this.
He's
So
he's still
bad.
making money off of WWE too. So don't forget that.
Who, Kali?
Yeah, isn't he like the ambassador for some thing
I think
like
it
through
Bastard
WWE?
way. And is it India?
Yeah, something like that through WWE. Yep. Let's see. After this next match, you're gonna have to take over
Oh,
because this.
newsflash.
Yeah,
Austin
newsflash.
Theory is no longer Austin Theory. His name is Theory. But since we figured that out, next week it's gonna be Theory versus Finn Balor for the United States Championship.
So they gotta change. So they changed his name. Just took one of his names away. Usually that's what happens. They take either the first or the last name. When did this happen?
This happened during the next segment, which was Austin's Theory, telling Deville and Pierce that Mr. McMahon promised him a U.S. Title shot, and they wasn't aware. They said no. They said they both was aware, and he said they'll give a match next week against Finn Balor since he got victories
That's
over
all you
Finn
gotta say.
Balor.
That's all you
That's
gotta
all
do
you.
is say that. Wow.
That's all you gotta say. You just gotta sit there and say, "Listen,
I
Mr.
want a
McMahon
match.
told me I could have a title shot. Give it to me, or you could lose a match and then go back there and say, "Listen, can I get a title shot?"
And they don't even need to confirm it with McMahon. That's amazing.
They don't need to confirm nothing. It's so easy. Just like we see later on for the women's Raw Championship.
I'm about to bring that up now. Bianca Belair took on Zelina Vega. The non-title match. This obviously had no impact whatsoever on the show. It was pretty short. It didn't seem to matter whatsoever. And that's pretty much it. Bianca won, obviously. Then out comes Sonya Deville to say that she's going to have a title match coming up against. It's an open contract, and there's somebody that's going to come out and yada yada. So then all of a sudden, Bianca turns around, or she signs a contract, and then she turns around as she's introducing her. Sonya Deville attacks her from behind, and it is Sonya Deville. I saw this coming from a mile away when she came there. I really when she started talking, I was like, it's gonna be her.
Nah, me and you both. I seen it. As soon as she baited her to sign the contract, I was like, oh, Sonya Deville is gonna be. I actually thought she gonna hit her from behind, and then we'll get the real surprise. But I guess not. I guess
Yep.
we're gonna have this match anyway. Sonya Deville, she could talk. She got a good gimmick. She got the jacket on. That means business is off. I mean, she ready for action. So I like that gimmick alone because she could always use that excuse to have that jacket on. So, I'm looking for it. It should be a solid matchup, but we waiting for these appearances from Asuka and Bailey, who's just sitting at home chilling.
I thought they would have been back by now through coming back off Mania.
They
Or 2
they
weeks.
worse than Veer.
Now we're a week after Mania now, and they still have yet to pop up. So I'm hoping it's pretty soon because I miss Asuka.
Yes, Asuka is well missed. Are we gonna talk about this 24/7 championship segment or not? We gonna skip it?
That
It
was pure bullshit. That
it
was
was ridiculous.
And the worst part is, I love guys like Akira Tozawa, who's a tremendous wrestler, and he's stuck in sitting here in a comedy gimmick. And the same thing with Ron Killings. You know, he's a tremendous wrestler, and but he's actually very, very funny.
He's a
But
former
it's like,
NWA champion,
absolutely,
believe it or
uh,
not.
he is. And I just think it's ridiculous that I got to sit here and watch these comedy skits. If I wanted to watch comedy, I'd watch Saturday Night Live or some bullshit. You know what I mean? I
Absolutely.
turned on to sit and watch a pro wrestling program on a Monday night, which was most likely, like we said, probably going to be the last one for a very long time.
I give it to our
Uh,
truth though. Our truth is sitting there. He's
he
comfortable.
doesn't
He's
care.
making all the money in the world.
Yep. Yep.
He getting the TV time as much as he can. He's staying under the radar, and he's
Hmm.
real talented. So he knows if he go anywhere else, he's even gonna be better because we seen him in action without the E behind him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
He's been
he
there
know
before,
he's very
and then he
entertaining.
left. Yeah.
Yeah, he was there before, and
K Quick
back in
or yeah.
2000, K Quick with Road Dog, and he got released and went on
That's
to
when he went
TNA,
to
become
TNA.
what
Hmm.
two-time NWA champion.
Yep.
It just like he's and then they gave him a shot against John Cena, which I enjoyed because it was something different with him,
That
But
program I thought was very entertaining because, like you said, it was different. And it was a guy that had busted his ass on the indies and NWA territories down south and indies down south all over, um, that literally deserved it, and he had just had a really good program with John Cena, and that was a very weird time for WWE as well. They were trying to
mhm,
find the next big star, or who, you know what I mean, and it took a while for them to find that.
it did. It did. It was one program that only lasted 1 month. It was one of the programs that
Yeah.
last only a month,
Yep.
and
It happens
he
though.
he took advantage of that, and ever since then he went over with Lil Jimmy's and all these other stuff that he been thrown at, and the best segment I ever seen him do was him and Brock Lesnar. That was hilarious to me.
Oh, that wasn't
Uh,
that last year? Was that
that
last
was,
year?
I think it was 2 years ago, believe it or
Okay.
not. But that was the funniest segment I ever seen that had Brock Lesnar crack a laugh on air. But our truth man, he's a national treasure for WWE.
Really? Absolutely. Um, let's see here. Randy Orton and Riddle. Do we have to call him Riddle? Can I still call him Matt Riddle?
Yeah,
I
he's
know
still Riddle
all right.
under WWE guidelines.
He
Riddle.
lost his first name too.
Yes,
But when he kicks his flip flops out, he's got a little bunch of birds chirping up on the screen.
yeah, I can't believe that's still going on. Thunderdome is gone and burned, and still get the birds.
Well, do you remember when what's his name? The big guy. Braun Strowman would
Oh,
run
Braun
around the
Strowman
ring and then
had
they
a
would make
train.
train sound. It's like, what is going on here?
Just to let y'all know, the Thunderdome era will never be speaked of again.
But unfortunately, there's still things like this still lingering.
It is.
Yep.
It is. Unfortunately.
So they took on Alpha Academy in a non-title match. Orton and Riddle won, and this was pretty decent as well. It wasn't terrible.
It was a solid tag team match. Alpha Academy continue to impress me. And RK Bro is most popular thing on Raw besides Cody Rhodes. And
I'm surprised they've lasted as long as they have, to be honest with you, knowing Randy Orton's history for tag team partners.
true, but I'm still waiting for Riddle to turn on him. I know it's coming.
You think that's how it's going to go?
I
Okay.
think that's how it's gonna go. Listen, we know Orton's for so long turning on these partners, and why
It's
would
just
we not
not
get
the
something
ordinary.
different? Yeah, why would
Okay.
we not get something different?
All right. So this is where I started having a lot of technical difficulties. So I was
Oh,
in
I
and
can
out of
help
the
you out.
show.
I
Yeah.
can help
Let's
you
go
out.
for it.
So, RK Bro got the victory over Alpha Academy, and then, the Usos drive up in a SUV on the screen and say they're looking for RK Bro, which was they was actually in the ring. I don't know how much great timing that they have, but they was in the ring. So we get a commercial break, obviously, and then Usos and RK Bros in the ring, and they trying to get this unification deal ready. Um, Obviously, that didn't succeed because the Street Profits come out. Now we at the time of what 10:40.
Yep.
And we still got time. So I'm looking like, okay, well, we're not going to get no another tag team match, are we? But we are. And Randy Orton somehow makes this match. I don't know how he got the power, but he had the power to make this tag team match. And we had the Street Profits versus the Usos impromptu. What do you thought of this match?
From what I did see of it, I enjoyed most of it.
Do you think that WWE is trying to copy off the last few weeks of tag team wrestling? I'm gonna ask that simple question.
Are you speaking of AEW Dynamite and Ring of Honor, such as like the high caliber tag team matches they've had, or
Yes.
WWE does not have great tag teams like other promotions at this time? There's good tag teams there, but they're in the WWE system, and so they just pretty much know how to work that style. Could they put on a good match? Yeah, but they're not going to put on the caliber of, say, the Briscoes and FTR or FTR and the Young Bucks. It's a completely different level.
No, absolutely. You're correct. But I kind of feel like they never invested so much in having a tag team match on the main event. But it seemed like they was trying hard to sit here and let you know that they
Vince
somehow has a tag team division.
Vince hates tag team wrestling on top of it.
That's a true fact.
Yes,
that's a true fact.
Which I don't understand. Tag team wrestling is very interesting.
It is. If the team is performing well with the other team and it matches up as we seen last week, in this modern era of FTR and the Young Bucks and the Young Bucks that you don't like, but they ended up entertaining us last week, and then FTR and the Briscoes, and even we go beyond that. We had a lot of good tag team matches throughout the whole year, man. That has come from AEW, and it's just hard to copy that from WWE. WWE only got 4 teams, and even if they have a team, they break them up. So
they don't last very long. You're right.
Nah, they only do the teams that don't coexist, like Randy Orton and Riddle.
Right. They do. They have like thrown together teams. It seems, with the exception of like the Usos. They don't have like it's like just 2 singles guys that they put into a tag team, like Riddle and Orton. But it seems like they were trying to get Orton over. I'm not Orton, excuse me, Riddle.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, wait, Orton's already over.
Orton's been there for 20 years. What am I saying? So
yeah, you're correct, my man. Riddle, they trying to get him over. I feel like he's over. Even if I'm wrong, and Randy turns on him, Riddle gonna be the hottest thing on the roster next to Cody. So I just look forward to. And I gotta give it to WWE. They have not broken up the team yet since last summer. They formed last summer, and I was hoping that they break it up at least before the Royal Rumble, and they haven't. So obviously, someone is really invested in this tag team.
Right. It's very interesting. Okay. I can't wait to see what else is going to happen down the road. No, that's not true. Not with Raw after tonight's show. Like I said, I enjoyed the last few weeks of Monday Night Raw. I really did. Last week, I thought was pretty good. WrestleMania weekend, I thought was really, really good for WWE. And it seemed as if this particular Monday Night Raw, it's like they went back to the formula prior to WrestleMania. They're not putting a lot of thought or love into their product. They're just throwing stuff together and putting y'all out there.
I fully agree with that. The WrestleMania hangover is over.
Yeah.
Now we on to regularly scheduled business. And even before WrestleMania even came in, even WrestleMania, before WrestleMania, the bill for WrestleMania was terrible as well. It was just regular business. Now it's
But
over.
the
I
shows
felt like
were decent. I thought leading up the first couple shows, or the last couple shows, I should say, prior to WrestleMania, I thought were pretty decent.
yeah, storytelling was fine, building up to
Yeah,
the Cody Rhodes reveal all the way to Mania, trying to figure out Seth Rollins' road. Um, even like certain things where Roman Reigns do a little cameo here and there, or Brock was coming every week, which is a major first because he hasn't done that much TV and I don't even know when. But
since his first run there, maybe
yeah,
2001 or
man.
2002. Yeah, roughly.
So we ended up getting a lot of great moments with Brock Lesnar and the rest of the team. But yeah, we back to regular schedule business and I'm about to get regularly on my business because that was a long 3 hours. I suffered.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Um,
ignoring it. Like you said, I'm gonna end up watching it on Tuesday mornings with that
it's
fast
gonna be the
forward.
weekend review. That's where it's
Yeah,
gonna be at. The
it's
weekend
there's
review bullet points.
after this episode, it does not deserve a full podcast worth reviewing. Um, because this is a very negative review. So anyways, we're gonna come back later in the week, discuss AEW Dynamite so far, what we have announced for the show. Jurassic Express taking on Red Dragon for the AEW World, or defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships.
Mhm.
Of course, the ROH television title is up for grabs. Minoru Suzuki taking on Samoa Joe.
Can't wait to see that.
Jericho, I can't wait to see that match. Jericho Appreciation Society, Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, and Daniel Garcia taking on Eddie Kingston and Santana and Ortiz.
Mhm.
MJF taking on Sean Dean, and Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks taking on Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. That's going to be a great show. It sounds like a
It
really good
is.
lineup.
It's a big week for AEW. They got the
Yeah,
Rampage on Friday and Saturday Battle of the Belts too.
that's right. They
Yeah.
have, I forgot about Battle of the Belts. Maybe I have to talk about what we're going to do about that one. So,
Are we gonna do we gonna do 4 reviews this week again? We on a streak?
I'm ready to start another streak.
Not no Raw though. No Raw.
No Raw, no
No
Raw.
Raw.
Uh, there's going to be AEW. You know what I watched today? And you'll probably laugh, is I watched the XPW pay-per-view that happened over the weekend. I'm sure you're familiar. They were the promotion that the deathmatch promotion from the earlier 2000s.
How was that?
This was pure garbage. This is like they've run 2 shows since they've come back, and I could not finish it. Basically, it was
You
completely
gave up?
ridiculous. Yeah, I did. Probably about an hour and a half in, and the NWA women's match. I didn't even know this was on the show when I was watching until it happened. That NWA Women's Champion Camille took on Taya Valkyrie, in which I thought was a really good match. That was probably the highlight. The pre-show was better than the actual show because it actually had actual wrestling on the show. Yes, and that's pretty much the story.
So it was a 1 match show.
Pretty much. Well, Silas Young was on it too. He was in Ring of Honor for a while. Oh crap, he wrestled some other deathmatch goon. I can't remember his name, but that was a pretty decent match. So, anyways, I'm pretty much done here. Do you have anything else you want to spit out?
Nah, I'm all set, man. Just
Sorry.
nah. I want to spit on this 3 hours that I wasted. But be sure to follow us on PWZ at PWZ Podcast on Twitter, on Facebook, and PWZ Network on Instagram. And follow me at Showtime Marcel on all social media. And you can follow Rick Del Santos on social media at the Rick Del Santos.
Yes,
Yeah, we did this 3 hours for you.
for you.
So
Just remember, we suffered for you guys.
we suffered for you, and God bless all those other podcasts that do it after Raw. They can keep that job.
There's guys. I can't wait to listen to this morning. If you guys are in the local New Haven area or even Connecticut in general, don't forget Paradise Alley is running a show this Friday evening. 662 Cole Avenue. Tickets $10. come on down. You'll enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And go to our Instagram, and you're going to see me talking about it quite a bit. And that's pretty much the story.
Absolutely. It's a YouTube series taping. So if you want to be seen on YouTube, come down, check it out. $10. Then we got Point Blank on April 30th from Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. Also, Rick Del Santo is also promoting Empire Pro Wrestling in Coliseum.
Empire Pro Wrestling, Pro Wrestle Zone. PWZ is an official sponsor for Empire Pro. We're going to be talking a lot more about that coming up in the coming weeks. So keep it here for all the news. Sorry, it's late, man.
It is late.
All right, everybody.
All
We're
right.
going to see y'all later in the week. Have a good one.
Absolutely. Have a good night.